Okay. Core, has the signal changed at all?
Negative. It is unchanged and still active at the same strength and same relative distance.
I can't see the light anymore. Oh well. Whatever it is, the signal might be useful. Maybe I can repurpose it. Can you fly ahead and scan the ground to tell me where I can walk?
Confirmed.
So far, so good.
You made it look quite easy.
Thanks. That wasn't my first climbing session. But as I thought, I won't be able to get back to the ship's wreckage.
It would be logical to not waste time and instead look ahead, as long as the signal is active.
Somehow I've got the feeling we're going to ask ourselves where ahead even is. I hope ahead doesn't mean through the undergrowth and straight into some animal's mouth.
My sensors would register any animal with Tessa-sized mouths.
How reassuring.
This is a dense network of individual plant fibers that extend underground for many kilometers. They are all part of the same species and leave no room for others. The signal is coming from this direction.
There's a swarm of insects here. They look like oversized mosquitoes, sucking on the plant and glowing. So they're the ones causing these strange lights in the swamp. Seems to be some form of bioluminescence.
These are the small life forms that I registered.
They're as big as rats.
The signal is coming from this direction.
A swarm of insects happily feasting on a plant. They look like blown-up mosquitoes, and they're glowing green and yellow. I think they're ignoring me.
You'd better not get that close. The signal is coming from this direction.
These remind me more of corals than of plants. They're even moving slightly, but apart from that, they seem uninteresting.
Corals on Earth are more akin to animals than to plants.
Tony would have been delighted to try and find out what exactly these things are.
The signal comes from this direction, but you will not be able to overcome the water. There's bound to be a way around it. The signal is coming from this direction. The signal is coming from this direction.
This just keeps getting better. Wouldn't it be nice if life was easy?
Intergalactic Mining Corporation. No progress without obstacles.
Yeah, I know the propaganda.
Do you know the slogan's origin?
I may have mild amnesia, Core, but I know that I always deliberately disregarded that information.
The IMC's legendary founder, Walter Knight, derived his worldview and ethics from the video games he so thoroughly enjoyed playing. If there are no obstacles or problems in your way, then you're going in the wrong direction, is what he always said. You should be on the lookout for obstacles. Hence, no progress without obstacles.
I thought some overpriced advertising company had come up with that slogan. But it's even worse. He came up with it while wasting his time on video games. Well, I guess he wanted to appear more down-to-earth, our Mr. Knight. And that's how people actually see him. Because they bombarded us with the slogan in every commercial.
My market research data shows a correlation between the slogan's frequent repetition and the IMC's customer ratings.
How nice for the IMC. Okay, obstacles. So that means we should be heading towards those mountains over there. They count as an obstacle, right?
Correct. The signal is still about 4.1 kilometers away.
And how are we going to get down there?
Unfortunately, I have no data on how to overcome real-world obstacles. The signal is coming from this direction and is about 4.1 kilometers away. There is a 29-meter descent here with nowhere for us to climb down. The only way up appears to be this plant that has broken through the cliff over there.
Can you follow it?
The plants are too thick and their materials are too similar. My sensors cannot distinguish between the data.
A huge plant that broke through from above and grew into the lake.
There are insects sucking on it, glowing.
If it's growing upwards, it has to be somewhere on this plateau.
That is to be assumed. There are many here, but it is not clear which one it is.
I once spent a week on a planet with a similar view. Back then, I planned every expedition in a way that I could enjoy that view as much as possible. Now, I'd almost be happy to see the boring interior of a functioning spaceship instead, and without any surprises. But only almost. The signal came from this direction. The source must be somewhere on the lower plane behind these mountains. The roots here have grown to become a net-like mesh. A lake that this huge plant grew into. It almost extends right up to my cliff, only about 20 or 30 meters deeper. Plant growing beyond the crater's edge. It's gonna be like a bridge soon, but it's too slippery to walk on even though it's got small indentations.
A visual analysis shows that your bridge comparison is mainly unjustified. I would register it thus: mossy, slippery, unclimbable, leafy plant. And likes it moist and shady. Fertilize once a month.
I can push them in a bit, but they're still wiggling. The bolts are only a few centimeters deep inside the plant. They won't be able to carry me. Right. Now they're pretty stable. Careful.
Do you think this is a good idea? Does taking this risk bring you closer to your goal?
Chill out, Core. Unusual situations require unusual measures. And what I'm going to find in this crater is going to be quite unusual.
According to my calculations, the outcome of climbing one of these plants is lethal in 9.4% of all cases. Statistics are no joke.
I hurled my butt through space inside of a hunk of metal with controlled ionic detonations. You really think I'm scared of a bit of free climbing? This plant is sturdy, and all that's beneath it is a puddle. And I have to climb it anyways to find a way out of this swamp, because otherwise we'd die. Sometimes you have to live dangerously, Core, or you might never live at all. Don't you have a curiosity algorithm? Or some humor routines? If we're really going to starve, dry up, or get eaten by aliens, I want to at least be able to laugh.
You want me to be funny?
Yes, exactly. Well, we'll practice. Okay then. Say something funny.
Calculating.
I'm waiting.
Joke confirmed. What did the sun say to the earth?
No, I don't want you to tell me a joke. Make fun of our situation. About the swamp, our location, about me, about yourself. Anything. I mean, you can tell me about dangers if you want, but just do it more interestingly, more excitingly, maybe even sarcastically.
I understand. So, should you fall from the plant, please scream as loudly as possible so Mark Bennett can find us. Because I can't catch you or perform first aid.
Good attempt at sarcasm, Core. Could have been worse. A small crater filled with blue-tinged, slightly strange-looking water. I can see the shimmering blue lump at the bottom. A massive hunk of metal. I can't pierce that. I have to catch it somehow. I won't be able to do anything with this. The only thing I can do is... I can't combine or fix them. This plant seems to be dead and dried up, even though there's water in this crater. Looks like all the other plants had the same fate. And there aren't any insects here either.
My sensors indicate that the roots of these plants have been damaged and the capillary vessels have been blocked by salt residue. The plant died of thirst.
I wonder if burning them would do anything.
What purpose would that have? They might not burn at all. That would be a waste. If they do burn, however, you might be faced with a bigger problem, even if we disregard the potentially toxic fumes.
It was just an idea. I think I was a bit of a pyromaniac as a kid. Completely dried up.
They will not help us.
Completely dried up.
They will not help us.
I wonder if...
What purpose would if they do burn?
It was just an... Completely dried up.
They will not help.
An impressive flower. Long, strange fibers hanging out of it. They're oily and sticky. Maybe to catch pollinators like a spider's web.
I will be careful.
I'll ignite one of them over here. It's burning slowly and smoking a lot. Oh, that smell is something to get used to. An impressive flower. I'll ignite one of them over here. It's burning slowly and smoking a lot. Oh, that smell is something to get used to. I'll cut them off as far up as possible, but I'll leave most of them. I'm sure the plant needs them to survive. I can't attach them here, it's too sharp. Damn, it's too slippery to attach the fibers. Yes! Oily fibers on a stick! A large bubble that formed on the swamp water. A bit disgusting, really. Oh, so they didn't like the smoke either. Now they're over there, eating and glowing. A swarm of insects happily feasting on a plant. They look like blown-up mosquitoes and are glowing green and yellow. I think they're ignoring me.
You'd better not get that close.
There was nothing special on this side of the swamp. It all looked the same. And the path seems to be just back here. But we also need some kind of reference point that we can follow. The signal will only take us to the edge. Unlike the others, these insects are glowing red. Ah! Yes, I can shoo them away with that. Next time, however, a little more purposefully. There was nothing special on this side of the swamp. It all looked the same. And the path seems to be just back here. But we also need some kind of reference point that we can follow. The signal will only take us to the edge. Okay, this time more deliberate. But in which direction? The water in this pond is very shallow and has a different color. It's red-brown instead of yellow-green. That's no use. There was nothing special on this side of the swamp. It all looked the same. And the path seems to be just back here. But we also need some kind of reference point that we can follow. The signal will only take us to the edge. The water in this pond is very shallow and I can see something beneath it. Oh, and it reeks. Oh, that's a dead animal. Or, well, what remains of it. Looks like it's been dead for a few days. It's got feathers. Is that a
toucan.
What? No, that's impossible. It has to be some other animal that just looks very similar. I don't know how it died, but it lost a lot of blood afterwards, which then ran down into the water. There is no way, and I mean no way, that I'm going to touch that thing, poke around in it, or take any part of it with me.
As an explorer, you should be more professional. Look, there's a really thin bone over there.
I am an explorer, not a pathologist. What about the bone?
You could use it as a lockpick.
Who programmed you to have such crude ideas? That's just absurd. There is no way, and I mean no. There is no way, and I mean no way. There is no way, and I mean...
The signal is coming from this direction.
There is no way, and I mean... There was nothing special on this side of the swamp, but we also need some kind of reference point that we can follow. The signal will only take us to the edge.
What are you trying to do?
Unpleasant, but unavoidable.
Physical exertion to relieve stress?
That should have been worth it. Take a look. Yes! The lake is turning blue. It looks like it's working. The mosquitoes turned blue for a second. But they flew away. They don't seem to like the plant's juice anymore after we tampered with it.
Humankind is famous for this behavior. A function ecosystem that humanity does not fully comprehend is altered and permanently damaged, all out of pure self-interest. All the indigenous fauna can do is flee.
If I can escape this planet by giving the indigenous fauna a bellyache, then I'll gladly be the poster child for my species' wrongdoings.
I have seen worse specimens of your species.
I once spent a week on a planet with back then. Now, I'd places. I think I've seen everything there is to see in this area.
Confirmed. We must concentrate on what we have at hand.
A small crater filled with blue-tinged, slightly strange-looking water. This is where the meteorite was, and it's probably what caused the coloration. This plant seems to be dead. Looks like all the other plants had the same fate. And there aren't any insects here either.
My sensors indicate that the roots of these plants...
I wonder if...
What purpose would that have? If they do burn, however, you might...
It was just an idea. No, I can't get back. Damn it, I keep coming out at the same places.
Confirmed. We must concentrate on...
Incredible how dirty, brackish, green, lentic, stinking water can give life to all sorts of creatures. But we humans are disgusted by it.
This disgust prevents you from drinking it and transporting all kinds of bacteria and parasites into your organism. Tessa.
Thanks for the reminder. How deep is the water core?
More than 1 meter here.
Whatever I throw in here, I won't be able to get it back. I haven't quite reached the point where I turn into a spear-fishing hermit, but it's not far off. Whatever I throw in here, I won't be able to get it back. I put the meteorite, it's glowing purple now. They went blue for a second. Did you see that?
Affirmative.
Then that must mean that this is a limb of the plant that goes down the edge towards the bottom. Does that make sense?
Affirmative. Any other plant absorbing water that has been colored by this or any other meteorite should have withered by now.
Excellent. Let's follow it. Here's the tear. That should be interesting.
You could just jump. There's a 91% chance of you slipping and falling anyway.
I'd rather be deceived by your statistic. down. Ha! Piece of cake. Now all we have to do is stick to the signal's direction. The torch is burned out anyway.
The signal is coming from this direction. The source is about 2.9 kilometers away and has not moved.
Okay, Core, let's go. You can nap later. We can manage the rest, too. Core? Are you okay?
The signal strength is decreasing rapidly. I will attempt to increase reception capacities to secure more precise coordinates.
It's decreasing? Then collect as much data as you can.
Completed.
Good. Then we should hurry. Okay, Core. It's getting easier. How far are we? Unbelievable.
An outpost of the INC. Number 1124.
Looks deserted. Is this where the signal came from?
It is highly likely that the signal was transmitted from here until it stopped abruptly a few minutes ago, probably from inside the facility.
That's... that's great.
My sensors indicate a high irony content in your words.
You're right. I mean, this is just all so strange.
Strange? Should you not be feeling relieved that we found this place?
I am, but we should be careful. We don't know what's waiting for us. Can you see a way inside?
There's a large gate there, Tessa.
Thanks for the subtle hint. I doubt there'll be a red carpet reception for me if I ring the doorbell, but it's worth a try. Lots of pieces of scrap that are caught up on each other, as if they were one solid piece. I don't know why I should do anything with this. I don't know why I should do anything with this. I don't know why I should do anything with this. Now that's a big door.
You should knock. It looks like you're trying to knock. Would you like help?
Huh. Looks pretty overgrown and abandoned, but the station was still able to send a signal. Strange. Hello? No answer. But maybe it's for the best. After all, I don't know what might have answered. We can't open it. Climbing up won't work either. And if I fell and broke something, that would just complicate things. What does the way around this look like, Core?
Good, but you would have to walk 1.9 kilometers to circumvent the plateau, maybe more.
And statistics don't lie, yeah.
but I guess we'd have the same problem there too. It's a no-win situation. It's not unusual for nature to reclaim abandoned buildings. The plants have grown right into these rooms. If there was someone living here, they'd have taken care of them. Unless that person had more important things to deal with. There's always something better to do. It's not unusual. The plants have grown. If there was someone living here, there's always some. This pole is pretty beat up and loose. It's only hanging onto a single bolt that's sticking out. The bolt it's stuck on is rusted. I can't screw it out or scratch it off. It's possible to cut a bit with this welder, but I won't be able to cut open the pole, nor the thick bolt. It's no use. I'll lean on it and hit it, but I assume it's too light. Damn it, it won't work. There has to be a way to get it off. It's a bit looser than before, and the bolt is sticking out even further. Damn it, it won't work. There has to be a way to get it off. It's no use. I'll leave.
This bolt's interior is made of hardened ceramic. Heat won't help you, Tessa.
No matter how hard I hit it, it just keeps hanging onto that bolt in the ground.
The floor covering is made from the same material as the rest of the station. It seems to have a hole in it here. Perhaps it was originally inside a rock that is no longer where it used to be. There might be a way inside below these materials.
Yes! I can get it off with this. Damn, these metal pieces are too caught up on each other.
It might fit through the lug. Yes! Excellent. Now around here, and over here, and tie it together. That should do it.
No matter how hard I pull, the bolt just won't let go of the pole. This gate won't open. The crack is just too small. This gate won't open. The crack... That's just a construction to protect the station from erosion.
I can't attach anything.
There has to be some way of moving this junk so we can get into the hole. It's lying on this left side and right on the hole. I just can't lift it. That might work. Good, it's tilting to the other side, but I can't get it any further away from the hole. If this pile of scrap wasn't here, I'm sure I could climb down this hole. I can't lever it any further. Even if I attached it... Okay, I'll move it back. I can insert the pole, but can't push it any more to the left because it's touching the rock. That might work. Good, it's tilting to the other side, but I can't get it any further away from the hole. Even if I attached it here, I couldn't move this chunk. Even if I attached... I can't find any part that this would fit into. There are hardly any screws here, and those I can find are either too weak or too bent. I can't just weld my way through this heap of scrap. Besides, I can't even tell what's keeping it together. I have to move it as one. It's stuck on, rusted through. It won't move an inch. But it's sticking out quite a bit.
This bolt's interior is made of hard...
Brute force it is, then.
You might still have needed that one.
I know.
It might have helped to break into an outpost.
Yeah, I get it. But now we've got this post here.
A post.
Yes, a post. Useful in many of life's sticky situations.
Searching database. No use case found, other than sticking it into the ground. As a post.
I've got the hands and I'm the one who has to improvise.
You are the person who lashes out with a hammer.
Just keep reading your database. Quietly.
I think not. One of us should watch where we are going.
Okay, I admit it. Your sense of direction is better than mine. This gate won't open. The crack... There has to be some way of moving this junk so we can get into the hole. I could prop the scrap up with this, but it wouldn't fit through the gap. I need to get the scrap further away from the hole. I can't lever it any further. It's lying on this short right side. There has to be some way of moving this junk so we can get into...
My sensors indicate your heart rate is elevated at 121 BPM. I recommend a thorough medical checkup.
No, I'm just... excited.
Why?
It's our job to explore foreign planets, foreign worlds, alien conscience. We throw ourselves into the unknown. It's the life I always dreamed of.
Maybe you should focus on survival for now and go inside.
You may be hard to excite, but you do make for a good voice of reason.
I could fly in and take a look around.
I thought of that, but no. I don't want to risk you getting in danger. If I lose you, I'll have an even bigger problem than if we just turned around and stayed together.
Understood. That was my assessment, too. I cannot, however, judge whether your decision was made out of empathy or pragmatism, but I will gladly stay safe.
There has to be some way of moving this junk so we can get into the hole. It definitely I would fit through that hole, but the gap in the scrap is too tight. I need to move it more. As a great philosopher once said, consider wherever you go, that's where you will be. In this case, he'd be gone, along with anything else I threw in this hole. As a great philosopher, consider, in this I can't attach this. Okay, I'll move it back. I'll put it under here. Let's see, maybe it will roll on this cylinder. Damn, the pole broke. Anyway, it's done. There's a drop-off a few meters here, and then we're in, core. Almost.
I can't attach anything here.
We can wedge this part in, and the strap is secure. Yeah, that works. A roof over my head. Unbelievable. I was really worried about what today would bring when I woke up in the morning. This is almost exactly what I wished for. I mean, it looks just like I feared it would, but whatever.
I agree. As long as we can find a water supply, you will be able to survive here for a while.
We might find one inside the station. You said the signal came from in there, right?
Correct. This door is the only way inside. It is made of titanium and is not very thick, but you will probably not be able to open it manually due to its weight. You need electricity for its gear mechanism.
We shall see. But this door isn't as much of a problem as the mother of all doors up there is.
My psychological subroutines find this comparison to be very odd. Do you always conflate size and power? What was your childhood like?
Just turn off these routines.